guy didn't want to go walk your dog in the hurricane, he'd tell you he isn't going to walk your dog, right? But a guy that's got nothing better to do goes and walks him. That was me. And I'm the top guy, by the way, in Monavie. So if you want to get, I brought some of these with me so that you can kind of help, because sometimes people love magazines. You're with me? I mean, when I got in, everybody said I never heard of Monavie, right, Rick? And no one ever made money in a Monavie business. Hey, by the way, if you've made any money in Monavie so far, because most people say no one has ever made money at all in this kind of business, stand up if you made a dime, just a dime in Monavie, just to kind of see who's made some money already in the business, okay? So, all right, so now you met some people that make some money, all right? So, hey, give them a hand. I mean, so, this is so easy to make money. My mother-in-law is 72 years old. She's making $3,000 a week. Walks in a walker, okay? She doesn't even have a great attitude. She's making $3,000 a week. She's actually mad. She's mad that she built her business mad. Why do you say mad? Well, because my two brother-in-laws, Gina's two sisters, are both blue diamonds. Again, they got these names for you, like I was telling about the Star 500 and everything. And it's not that if you're brand new, because it's not that we dreamt to be called these names, it's that we wanted the end result. I mean, they send you every week, for 300 weeks now, they haven't missed a pay, every week. And they can't wait to pay you. I mean, when I got that $1 million bonus, it was in the bank. I mean, it was that fast, they couldn't wait. They were actually pressuring me to find the car. You get to pick whatever car you want. And I would ask people, I would ask like the valet guys, like, what's the best car when people come up and they just like stare at? Because I mean, when you're making over 100, if you look in your income disclosure sheet, a Crown makes between $121,000 a week and $169,000 a week. So when you're making over $100,000 a week, you can kind of buy any car you want. Does that make sense? Now I have to apologize. I'm a baby Crown. I just went Crown, so I'm down by the $127,000 a week. But don't feel sorry for me. Anyways, so I just asked, what's something that's crazy that people would be talking about when you pull up? When you pull up somebody, said everyone stares at the Lamborghini. So I figure, hey, if you get a Lamborghini and get a lime green one, now you're really going to stand out. So they said, what car are you going to get? Finally, I said, well, just give me the Lamborghini. I never even seen it, never drove it, never nothing. Gina had a party when it was delivered because I was busy helping my friends build their Monavie business. And she said, come over by the Ritz. So we went to the Ritz because it's right in Lantana where we live down there. And she had thrown a party. It's like 300 of my friends there from Monavie were there. And there was my Lamborghini. And since I never drove one before, she was all excited. She said, man, I've been asking the valet guys. They know how to drive this thing. They're going to teach you how to drive. The valet guys at the Ritz taught me how to drive my Lamborghini. Right? So, I mean, I hope you can kind of see, if you're a high roller in the room, what kind of people we are. I mean, we really don't care about the cars. If they're going to give me a car, great, I'll drive it around. But I mean, really, it's not my, thing. Randy bumped into Gina driving my nephew's pickup truck. I mean, that's what she's, I mean, we're not like somebody that's got to show you this and that. But the neat thing is that because we did it, you can at least talk about it. And because it was easier for me to talk about Charlie making $4,000 a week than him talking about himself when I first got in. But if I would have had a picture of him like at his beach house, right, I'd have probably got to $10,000 a week in 90 days instead of 125, because like it wasn't. I mean, I knew Charlie, like Rick and I knew Charlie, but the minute you start telling a friend that doesn't know Charlie, well, who is this Charlie guy? Well, Rick knows him or Steve knows him. It's a lot easier if you had a picture of the guy and then you could show him. Because I mean, don't people look at magazines nowadays? I mean, there are racks and stacks of them. I mean, okay, not only is Steve and Gina succeeding, but here's my friends from Canada. They're the last couple to go Black Diamond, and they live in Canada. They got moose between the houses. Right? I mean, come on, Naples, let's go. We don't even have a Black Diamond in Orlando. There's nobody signed up in Wellington, Florida. I mean, no Black Diamond in Tampa. I was in St. Pete last night. No Black Diamond there. I mean, you get to show them. Hey, look, here's the guys. Now, the first thing they're going to say was, those guys are really sharp. I don't know. I mean, I met the guy last night. He's that sharp. I mean, he doesn't seem much different than us. He's kind of lazy even. He's lazy. I mean, he didn't go to school. I mean, that's lazy right there. Never stepped through a door of college, right? Walking dogs in hurricanes 3.5 years ago. The only thing I think that guy really wanted was, he was so adamant about bringing his wife home from work that he drove 6 hours one night to find to talk to one couple that told me not to come. Matt and Diane said, don't come. I said, you know what? I'm going to come there because if one one thing that we're good at that they told us to do was, if you read, listen, and participate, like read books like How to Win Friends and Influence People, they got up here so you can start making friends, okay? And how to influence them, that's how you get people. Like some people have people here and some people don't. Well, the ones that learned how to influence them, that's how you get, I mean, how to win friends and influence people. And then participate in an event like this, because if you do any reading or studying of what successful people do, they hang around dreamers. So we had been doing that, and I knew that if I went over to that to Matt and Diane, who I'd never met before, they got sponsored by my neighbor, who was a pilot, and his wife, who was a flight attendant. I called Jeff up. My first meeting that I had, that Gina said there were 6 people that signed up. Jeff, you want to come over to a tasting party? He said, I'm a pilot. Why would I come over to learn about fruit juice and promote fruit juice? Okay. Now that might have blown a few people out, but you know what? I hope you can get a little bit like me, because John knows me. My personality is, if there's one person that can do a trick water skiing, because that's my sport, I knew that I could do it as long as I practiced. The guy, he could be a world champion, won the worlds, and he could be in Australia. Only guy. But if I want to win the worlds, like I did, I have to learn that same trick for me to become a world champion. One trick took me 1,000 falls to learn. So I actually knew that if Charlie was a diamond, that I could be a diamond. Remember he said he got that bus. All I got to do what he did. So I had the same attitude. So if somebody tells me that this isn't going to work, and you could never do it, it actually encourages me. I got a little bit different wiring or something like that. Other people get all bummed out. I'm like, can you tell me that again? Because I really am excited. It actually motivates me the more you tell me. And that really drives them nuts. But I do that. So don't let anyone steal your dream. If you got, what do you want? I mean, I don't know. Is that pretty simple? Wanted to bring my wife home from work. So I come to the meeting because I knew that it seemed like every time I made a friend, they would go all the way to diamond with me, as long as I made a friend. So I'd never met them before. How did they get into business? Well, Jeff, finally, his wife Sherry heard that we were making $5,000 a week. That's my neighbor, the pilot, flight attendant. She says, I don't know what Bozo was thinking, sign us up. She gets in the business as a flight attendant, no business experience, no nothing, straight to Hawaii. And she's going to be my next black diamond, by the way. I'm just giving you a heads up. To this day, she's just flipping the chart, doesn't have everything down perfect, but she keeps talking to new people and flipping the chart and doesn't accept anyone telling her that it can't be done. And Jeff makes 10 times now what a pilot makes in the business. Hasn't worked for a couple years, always calling in sick. So like, my buddy, I've known him forever, okay? So what I'm trying to say, though, is that what if I'd have quit? Because it was my responsibility to finish what I started. If I'd have quit, then he wouldn't be free right now. Well, John's in the room. He flew over here with me on the plane. He laid tile. Laid my tile in my house. Laid my neighbor's tile. Was my best friend, Matt's best friend. Okay? And he said, that sounded kind of funny. My best friend's best friend. Well, I really wasn't Matt's best friend to begin with. He brought his best friend over to my house to get started in Monavie. When you help a friend start making $30,000 a week, you become his best friend, okay? So you move up on the chart. But anyways, so then John said, I'm not going to build Monavie, okay? So we said, all right, but can you have enough common sense when your friend says no and he's laying tile that you could at least say, I bet that guy is praying daily for the Lord to give him a way to get off his knees. And he just doesn't understand the disguise. Doesn't understand it. So it's my responsibility to build it so that he can get off his knees. Like I did. My friend Matt and Matt quadrupled his pay in 4 months, okay? In 6 months. Quadrupled his pay in 6 months and retired. And now me and Matt are out there playing on the lake, and John's going to work, laying tile around the lake, and we're waving at him. Hey, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do Monavie. Don't do it. Don't do Monavie. Come on, You're having fun laying that tile. Okay? Can you do that to your friends? Get a little obnoxious, okay? How do you get obnoxious? Go start showing this brochure around. Okay? I brought them here. You can do what you want. I mean, you could use any one you want, but the neat thing is to tell a story of someone that you know is a lot easier. I know this guy, okay? They did give him that free Lamborghini. What do they give around here? Well, I know what they give at Delta. They give lapel pins after 10 years and picture frames after 20. Now, again, I don't know what department that is because I never went to school, so I never really worked for a corporate company. But is it vice president of human resources or marketing that picks the gifts? The great thing about it is that every company has the same person. They all go to the same school because the gifts are like cheesy. Ask him what you get. You go around tomorrow and say, what do we get if we stick around here for 20 years? Okay? You might not even get a picture frame. Can you imagine